hot girl and your hot girl was sitting by the bayou. My hot girl to your hot girl, I got a hot boy that is fire. Talking about a hot boy, hot boy, everywhere we go. Say what? Level take go, now you know I go. Sitting down south, break it down. Hold up, Slice, stop that track. We gonna do something like this. Check this out. Follow me now, cause I'm a hot boy. Follow me now, cause I'm a hot boy. I say follow me now, cause I'm a hot boy. You know why? Say them haters don't like that, ladies. Say what? I say them haters don't like that, ladies.
Yo, welcome back. Another episode of Beats, Bars and Bourbon. As my man always say, the illustrious Beat, Bars and Bourbon. We're here at Barrel Proof in New Orleans. My second home. I love this city, man. And these guys here have been nothing but amazing to me. I was here a year ago, kicked it with my guy Liam, Ro, Alex, right? Jason.
Close enough.
I'm sorry. We can edit that. Don't worry about it. Jason, nice to meet you, bro. So I didn't beat you last time I was here, but I can't wait to get into this conversation.
He's a new addition.
Your boy Steezo, B-Boys, O'Shea, the Bourbon Boys, man, we here. Just so happens this is also the annual conference of Tales of the Cocktail 2023, so that's been a dope experience, man. But this is all about Barrel Proof today and what you guys do, man, and how y'all are having an impact in this community with this dope ass spot.
Can we give these guys a round of applause? Because I've never seen this much fucking bourbon in my life.
So this is what is it? The historic Lower Garden District.
Lower
right?
Garden, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
It's a beautiful place, man. I love the fact that it's like right outside of the French Quarter. But let's get started, man. Like, won't you guys really quickly just introduce yourselves, man?
So I'm Liam. This is my partner Robert and Jason. We opened Barrel Proof in 2014. Just been partying ever since. You know, he was a part of the bar team early on, and he's going to be our partner in Nashville.
Okay. Awesome. Can't wait to get into that discussion about Nashville.
Me
I
too.
fucking love that city, man.
Me too.
So my name is Robert. Call me Ro. I'm not as talented as these guys. I'm the accountant. Everybody needs a nerdy math dude to make sure you can pay for it. So that's me. That's me.
My name is Sorbet. We're Jason Sorbet, but the last name is Sorbet, so we just go by that. I'm born and raised in Nashville. I'm born and raised in New Orleans, and I've been with the team for a couple of years. And I think it's a very special place in the world, and we just want to keep doing this all over, man. We just have fun.
Hadn't brushed his hair since he started with us either.
Yeah. I never brush my hair.
Are you guys born and raised in New Orleans?
Providence, Rhode Island.
Yeah.
I was born and raised in a small town called Houma, Louisiana. It's like an hour south of here, but close.
We both went to Loyola Uptown. So.
Yeah, we went to school together, and we've been friends for a long time. We were friends.
All three of us went to school together.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Morgan State. In
Oh
Baltimore.
yeah.
So you got some stories.
HBCU shout out, man, for sure. I'm from DC, clearly originally from and still in DC. You guys do both.
Both of Baltimore.
That's cool. Too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So look, you mentioned Liam.
Yeah.
2014 is when this thing kind of kicked off. But what was the inspiration behind it, man? I mean, clearly your vocation and passion is whiskey or just dealing in this industry of spirits in general. But what was that moment where you're like, yo, you know what? This is what the fuck we need to do right now?
So in 2010, he opened Sylvain in the French Quarter. I started working there right around then. We were doing like a lot of cocktails. You know, there's a nice restaurant, but it didn't always represent what we drank. What we drank was Jack Daniels and High Life. You know, we love making cocktails. I mean, you know, we do cocktails here, but really we kind of selfishly wanted to open a place that like kind of more represented like the way we drink when we're hanging out with our friends, and we wanted to like, you know, have a good neighborhood bar that we wanted to hang out at too, and then we, you know, share with everyone else. So, you know, we make cocktails here, but we also like no one's shy about doing shots.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. It's also important to us to have a bunch of great whiskeys, have really good drinks, have knowledgeable people, but we made that fun, and they weren't pretentious. They were inviting to everybody. So it can be an intimidating thing. You feel like you don't know about whiskey or you don't know about cocktails. It's a hard thing to approach. So we want people to always see us as a neighborhood bar where everybody feels welcome. And then if you want to learn about whiskey, you want to learn about cocktails, we can do that, but it'll be fun and you'll feel welcome no matter what, even if you want that beard shot.
So Rose, you just said a bunch of whiskeys. You didn't say every whiskey. Say every, it's all right. It's all right to say you have every freaking whiskey in this building. I just did a scan on my phone. it was like I was going like down with train smoke. You know, this is a lot of train smoke, man. That's a lot of whiskey and bourbon here.
What influences your decision on to what brands to bring in?
If they sell it, we buy it.
That's what's up.
Makes sense.
But I'm sure there's some flagship whiskeys, flagship cocktails here too. Even if it's your personal choices or if it's what you see on the numbers and say, yo, get another fucking 100 of those bottles, type of thing, right?
Yeah, Old Grandad was kind of the foundation of this bar, 100 proof bourbon whiskey. Yeah. We all got. But yeah, that's the base.
That's cold.
We got a tattoo shop in the corner. Just
Yeah, we'll be giving, if you guys want one later, they're giving them out. But yeah, the old fashioned is what we kind of built the bar program around, and we needed a good whiskey for it, and bonded bourbon was where we were going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the other things important, we obviously have really nice, really rare stuff that can be a little pricey, but trying to turn people on to really good whiskeys that aren't so expensive. So
Yeah.
you can get a lot of high quality stuff and you don't have to pay 60, 70 bucks a bottle for it. You just got to know where to look. And so that's something that we're
It's an
really
art
proud
to that,
of.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has to be an art to figure out where to look. And one of the things that I really love about this place, when we pull up here, it feels like I'm like stuck in time, right? But I understand that that's the goal, right? You want someone to feel like, yo, you're in New Orleans, you're in the Lower Garden District. It's this corner spot where you can just come and hang. Like, how was that process determining, like, yo, where we want to open this bar up? And what was this place before it was barrel proof?
It was the Bridge Lounge for maybe 12, 14 years, I want to say. Before that, I think it was RC Bridge Lounge. Before that, was a place called Chuck's, right?
Yeah. It's been,
it's been a bar for a long time.
This building,
the longest running bar in New Orleans.
Yeah, there's been various bars throughout the last 100 years in this building. So there's a lot of history, a lot of good energy.
Yeah.
You guys are going to be the last owners here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This place is fly, man. This place is fly.
Thank you very much. The other thing we try to do is we try to find these really amazing old buildings that people want to be in, and we try to find neighborhoods where we think we can be a valuable part of the community. So we kind of make our choices based on that more than we have this idea, let's go find a spot. We typically try to find the spot first, then the idea comes from that neighborhood, that location, the history of that building. So that was important to us.
Gotcha.
So during this event, Tales of the Cocktails, how does your business, how does it go during the Tales of Cocktails? Does it increase? Does it remain the same?
It increases.
Or is it like off the charts?
It's off the charts.
It's off the charts.
It's awesome because New Orleans is really hot, as you guys are feeling, painfully hot. And it's really slow from June all the way to September. And so that's a real long stretch for independent bars and restaurants to try to hold on. And Tales of the Cocktail typically is one of the busiest sales weeks of the year. So you get that shot of adrenaline, that shot in the arm that you really need. And honestly, I think it's the big reason why most of the independent bars and restaurants are able to hold on.
Yeah.
Because it would take a lot of cash
dope, man.
every 4 months.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, we love it.
It sustains us for a while.
So real quick, but I heard you mention neighborhood a couple of times too.
Yeah.
So as much as you guys are enjoying being a part of the Tales of the Cocktail overall experience, like, sure it increases sales, but is there some strategy that you guys take on the way you ensure that the neighborhood folks still feel at home?
Yes.
Yeah, we don't go too heavy with programming or a bunch of like brand buyouts or whatever. We try and stay open, with our normal hours, and let people who come here like almost every day still get to come here every day, and it's not like doesn't throw off their schedule when a big brand comes in and buys out the bar. We try and still welcome them in because they're our regulars. They keep the lights on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I was going to ask, like kind of piggybacking, during those times where you said that Tales of Cocktails is not the city, what do you guys do special to keep you afloat? Because I'm looking at here, it's very nostalgic. Like I said, I think I've seen
Speakeasy vibe.
Speakeasy vibe. Like, what is the secret sauce that keep you guys afloat during those slow times? There got to be some type of secret sauce.
Honestly, I mean, from someone that worked here for as long as I did, I think the secret sauce is just that we give a fuck, and like we're experience first. Like, if I don't know, our day to day is like making sure that our guests feel seen and heard and wanted to be here. We're not a cocktail bar, we're not a whiskey bar, we're a neighborhood bar, right? So our bread and butter is the fact that we are a neighborhood bar, and we provide experiences that the neighborhood wants out of that. And if you want to come here and rip shots and drink ponies, you can do that. If you want to have a $300 like whiskey tasting experience, you can have that also. Right. Our bread and butter is knowing how to toe that line and never overcommit to one of those things. That's what we do best.
The other thing that I think we do is that, and Liam gets credit for this, Jason certainly embodied this, is we try to take care of our regulars at all times. And sometimes we make less money in the really busy times of the year. We make less money in Mardi Gras than all the other places that pack out. We make less money in Jazz Fest. But we always take care of those locals. And the flip side of that is we typically have a better summer here at Barrel Proof than a lot of places do, because those regulars take care of us in the summer when we really need it. You know? And the other thing they do is in the summer in New Orleans, because it's so hot and there's not much going on, there's no Saints, there's no Pelicans, there's no music festivals. The team at Barrel Proof makes it really fun. So the music's always going to be live. People are always going to be, you'll be able to sing the songs. People kind of just, it's always fun. And they know that even though the city's real slow and sleepy in the summer, if you go to Barrel Proof, it's going to be a real fun time. It's going to be a party. And I think they do a great job of that.
To pivot really quickly, but still segueing off of what you mentioned when it comes to music and just, you know, just offering something that's unique and slick here with your whole situation. Let's pivot to Nashville. I know we were talking off camera about expansion and some of the things you guys got going on outside of New Orleans. Talk a little bit about that, man. What's happening in Nashville?
Look, we're using Nashville as a warm-up. So with you a year ago, you said you were going to get us to D.C. You can't just go right to D.C. You got to, you need baby steps. You need baby steps. Now, Jay, I'm going to let you speak to Nashville because I think you got this one.
Yeah, I mean, I moved to Nashville back in October, so I've been there for just shy of a year. And like, I'm born and raised in New Orleans. I'm from Broadmoor. And I've found in the past 9 months that there's a lot of similarities in culture and like kind of like the life of Nashville. A little bit less baggage. I love New Orleans to death, but Nashville does a couple things a little bit better.
Listen, okay, we from what standpoint does Nashville?
Hey, infrastructure is a little bit better. Yeah, infrastructure is a little bit better.
We visited Nashville, and strikingly enough, Nashville is the shit.
Yeah, it's
It gets a bad rep for all the white cowgirl boots and bachelorette parties, but at the end of the day, like, we make money on people like that want to come in and drink, and I don't care what color boots they're wearing. Yeah, I don't care if they're for a bachelorette party. But Nashville's fun, and we found that there's a lot of similarities there, so it's kind of like a very easy expansion for us because we're not trying to go to a primary market like Los Angeles or Chicago or New York, where you have to have a ton of money to really promote yourself, because we're just going to go there, we're going to be ourselves. And the only difference between Barrel Proof Nashville and Barrel Proof New Orleans is that the building's not 200 years old.
Right.
But the ethos and like the life that's going to be in that space, we're designing it with intention. We want it to feel as much as it can in New Orleans without it being a 200-year-old building.
Gotcha. So that in itself is a draw.
Yeah,
right?
And also
bringing New Orleans to Nashville.
And Nashville has similar cultural pathways to New Orleans. They love music. They're proud of their music heritage. They love food. They're proud of their food. And they're nice to people.
Most importantly, whiskey and bourbon.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean,
huge.
100%.
$5 for a glass of this stuff. I said, they're trying to kill it and trying to kill us.
So the biggest difference, I will say, the biggest difference between Barrel Proof New Orleans and Barrel Proof Nashville is that Barrel Proof New Orleans really championed the American craft whiskey movement when we first opened. Because like we opened at the peak, at the gold rush for American craft whiskey, and that is, we have maybe 65, 70 American craft brands, American craft whiskey brands alone, like amongst the 400 whiskeys we have. Barrel Proof Nashville will still be a whiskey bar, a whiskey neighborhood bar, but we're gonna have more focus on Tennessee whiskey. Yeah. So like you have obviously Uncle Nearest, you got Chattanooga whiskey, you have Greenbrier, you got Jack, you got Dickel. Like there's tons of people making really good juice, and people often forget that Tennessee whiskey is a different category of American whiskey that needs to be championed the same way that bourbon is, right? So that is the biggest difference between our programs. Right? At the end of the day, we're still a neighborhood bar. Yeah, we're gonna make more margaritas than we make old fashions.
It's gotta be fun too, man. Like, look, we're saying neighborhood bar. It is a neighborhood bar. We're proud of that. Our neighbors come in, but they do get loose when they come.
Yeah, I know that's right. You know, what's interesting enough to me, this is another reason why I love New Orleans. I recently learned that bourbon itself, the history behind it, I guess back in the 1820s, you guys probably knew the story. Apparently, with the whiskey coming up from Kentucky, that river commute, and them having to use charred barrels and seal them to avoid contamination for fish and other stuff. the whiskey eventually turned that red color. So word got back to those whiskey makers down in Kentucky, hey, these guys out of New Orleans, they want more of that red liquor. What the hell do you mean red liquor? So they saw the red liquor and realized, oh shit, it's the aging and flavors of the barrel getting into it that they're interested in. So serendipitously, New Orleans kind of discovered bourbon.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's like it all came down on the river. So by the time it got here 3 to 6 months later, it has those notes that White Dog doesn't have. And yeah, I mean, New Orleans is kind of on the map for a lot of food and beverage reasons, but it's one of those things like I would say that the drinking culture of America kind of can tip its hat to New Orleans for creating.
We had this discussion just yesterday.
Yeah, we did talk about that. And listen, I did want to cut to one other thing, guys. We didn't even really touch on any hip hop, but I want to touch on some hip hop, just a little. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, I'm gonna keep that one on.
All right, I got one. Top New Orleans hip hop artists. Who you got?
I'm a No Limit soldier, first of all. Just so we're on the same page. I'm a No Limit soldier, all right? That's all I'm putting out there right now.
Bro, I didn't learn how to say chapatulas until I heard Mystical say it. Mystical said it. I was like, oh, that's what the fuck that's
The only place, it's the only location in the world is Chapatulas in New Orleans. Like, there's no other place in the world that is called Chapatulas besides Chapatulas Street in New Orleans. Just so everyone's aware of that. So if you ever say Chapatulas, I have to assume you've either been to New Orleans or you're from New Orleans. And no one knows how to pronounce it.
Hey, Mystical.
Top three.
You the man.
Top three. I mean, number one is Juvenile for sure. I mean, he went.
I like it like
stock
that.
rose even more for that Tiny Desk concert. He just oh man, it was just.
They said right now, Juvie got the best Tiny Desk series.
It was amazing.
To be what it is with the Tiny Desk with Juvenile, you don't expect it. Like you expect Tiny Desk is intellectual, like so you fit certain kind of artists and that would be there, but to take an artist like Juvenile, just a raw, soulful, dope artist, they kind of flipped that format on his head.
And then Manny Fresh was hyping up everyone in the office. It was great. But yeah, I remember. I think one of the reasons I wanted to move to New Orleans was I was in high school and when Slow Motion came out, I saw the music video. I was like, that place looks pretty cool. So that's kind of what made me want to come down to New Orleans.
Most.
Yeah.
He's a No Limit soldier.
Yeah.
It's a subjective answer. There's no right answer, right? Juvie 1, Partners in Crime 2, PNC, number 3, Mia X.
Yeah, Mia X. Yeah.
No, I gotta go down the rabbit hole of the Mia X catalog just because you see it.
Yeah.
I fuck with Mia X too good. For me,
It's hard. It's a hard one. There's a lot.
yeah, I gotta be honest though. It's probably Wheezy. You know, as it relates to
of course.
Playlists. My playlist tells the truth. So it's really gonna be Wheezy, and then it's definitely Juvie, and then I gotta give my props to Master P.
Yeah.
For what he was able to do.
Yeah.
For the city of New
No
Orleans.
doubt. Yeah.
Also, don't forget DJ Jubilee.
DJ Jubilee.
Like,
Yeah.
bounce it just because that guy right there, man.
Right.
Manny Fresh too needs it too.
Because you can't do it.
So many beats. Yeah. Yes. All those beats, man.
And Silk the Shaka. Come on, shake it for your hood. Dude.
I love the fact that you guys blow, but being as us guys are just into hip hop. I'm going with Master P and Soulja Slim.
Soulja Slim was hot.
I'm going with Master P and Soulja
R.I.P.
Slim.
Hey, bro. Cutthroat Committee. Come on, man. I'm here for it.
Yep.
Cutthroat Committee. Soulja
Guys
Slim.
know they shit, man, when it comes to music.
MC Thick, Tim Dog.
Tim Dog.
Way back.
Heard that in a long time.
Come on. I'm gonna go BG.
Yeah.
I go BG. I rock with
Great.
BG.
I like it.
Because you know, like the thing is, like the musical history of New Orleans, with the blues history. You know, there's a line that goes straight from that history all the way up through hip hop, and he's just an artist. So I feel the pain in his voice.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
same
sure.
way you
I think
feel
that's
it in a
right.
lot of blues artists.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's always been my favorite.
I think that's right. It's good.
Liv, you only said Juvie. Who were the other two?
I mean, Lil Wayne's a classic for me. That's timeless. And then, Manny Fresh, I think.
Manny Fresh?
Is one, yeah.
So you mentioned, what's that second from PNP?
PNC.
PNC?
Partners in Crime.
Okay, what's that era? What are they, golden era, 90s? I'm unfamiliar.
Early 90s.
90s.
So, where like they came out with DJ Jubilee and those guys,
Okay.
real early Juvenile.
Okay.
UNLV was great. I don't know if y'all remember UNLV down here. That was
You
all
wouldn't
the
expect
same
it.
movement.
This guy fucking knows hip hop. You wouldn't expect it. Don't let the
That's the beauty of hip hop. That's the beauty.
don't let the Vineyard Vines polo shirt fool you. Like, this motherfucker knows hip hop.
Christopher Seinfeld, Cole. He wants to look back, man.
If I saw you on the street, I would not. I don't know you. I would not imagine you getting in your car.
That deep in his
cranking,
bag, though.
cranking some PNC on the way to work. I'm like, what the fuck?
You should talk about how the company was founded.
Lady Red. Yeah, so we started as an independent hip hop label. I went to school at Loyola, a lot of talented musicians, most of them were hip hop. We look, not the great business move. This when Cash Money and No Limit were exploding, and we thought what would work really well was putting out a positive message with positive underground hip hop. Right as Cash Money was pulling out. Yeah.
Shit. Talk about time.
Not the best time. But we learned a lot. Yeah.
Oh, Shay was in the industry for. No, I'm a producer.
Oh, okay.
But I did the same thing. My boss at my production company told me when I thought about opening the record label, he was like, "Oh, it's gonna be fun to watch you spend all your money." I said, "No, it's not gonna happen like that." A few $1,000s later, in the hole, I shut it down.
Yeah.
Just wasn't the way to move.
But I learned. I mean, that's what
That's what business is all about, right?
it's still a record label. We just have bars now.
You either win or you get less.
Right.
Can I get? We got rap. We got a rap.
You got a rap.
We got a rap. The camera guy told me.
Can I get one, 2, 3 real fast?
Yeah.
Outside of New Orleans, you listen to music. Who you listening to right now?
Jay-Z.
Uzi Vert.
Uzi Vert.
Project Pat, dude.
Holy shit.
Come on, man. I'm a 3-6 Mafia slut, dude. Like,
Rap artists of all time.
God damn it.
It's got to be Jay-Z.
Rapid fire.
It's gotta be
Jay-Z because of longevity. And look, I know the Tupac, the Biggie
Timeless.
piece is important, and they didn't get a chance to show it, but you can't. It's kind of like the LeBron thing. He's not better than Jordan, but you can't discount him because he played for 20 years. He showed for 20 years.
Well, that's why it's Nas for me.
I'm Nas, yeah. I'm Nas all day, dude. I'm
Again,
Nas all day.
it's super subjective.
Yeah.
I just think it's for what the influence he's had on the culture.
Yeah.
He took it.
Did the library and this literature library sign a deal for you in Brooklyn?
The whole everything he does, man, and that's the thing is like he used that platform. Nobody's done more with a platform. And look at some of the other people.
And he married Beyonce.
Yeah. I mean,
On top of that,
yeah.
That's why he's number one.
Grammys came
I
after
agree.
Beyonce.
But you can't argue Big, Pac, Nas. I mean, it's like it's kind of like
It's
that.
subjective, but you're right.
It's kind of like that Kareem, Jordan, Wilt,
Yeah.
Russell.
Yeah,
You
Magic.
can't really call it. You can have a favorite, but you can't really definitively declare one.
That's
or
a
the
whole
other.
another rabbit hole that we gotta get to.
Yeah, man.
Next time. Yo, this is something that y'all gonna see a lot more, man. Maybe annually we come down here and we fuck with that.
We're definitely doing it annual.
But listen,
You go to Nashville.
definitely thank you for mentioning that. Nashville is definitely a spot. But listen, we're gonna wrap this up. Another episode of the books, fellas. Episode of Liam. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Bro.
Thanks for coming. Yeah.
Sorbet
Glad to get you guys
baby. Sorbet B.
I wanna.
You're the best, man.
Are we doing push-ups now? What's the deal? Tricep dips or push-ups?
One clap empty glasses, filled full, and then get some. Hey man, love is love.
Cheers. Cheers.
Love is love. Thank you guys.
Happiness, beats, bars, and bourbon, you know.
Another episode of the books.
Thank you guys.
I think bar for bar, I'm Jizza. But bar for bar, I think I'm Jizza. But when it comes to like longevity-wise, I think Nas is probably like my Mount Rushmore for like the best. Hey, I didn't say.
I mean,
he wasn't
lyrically,
good, bro. I
Jay-Z
said
has gone so
bar
deep
for
where
bar.
you
I think bar
we
for
hear the
bar,
song
I'm
20
Jizza.
20 times,
But
100 times, and you still hear new stuff.
Jizza the Julius.
Like,
I think-
I just started listening to.
Yeah, so I think bar for bar, I'm Jizza. But if I had to pick one person to like be the Jesus for hip hop, for the
Little Kim?
history of civilization, it's gonna be Nas. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Liquid Swords is like I'm always fucking playing Liquid Swords.
Well, I think it's
But I'm understanding what I'm coming
years.
I'm already pointing close.
I'm built for Cuba Links.
Yeah, for sure. He was healthy dancing before he was right? And I'm not banging on him for that, but it's like people want to discount all that.
Way up.
But look, I'm not swiping that.
B-roll.